Hello and welcome to this February 27th edition of For the Record. On today's Silver and Gold show, we are focusing on topics specific to the mature adult in Hamilton. Our special guest today is Bob Yasadorian, also known as Just as Bob. Hi, Bob.
Hey, Suzanne. How are you today?
Good, thank you. Bob Yasadorian is the writer for Silver and Gold magazine. He's a master contractor. And today's topic, we're going to be focusing on seniors and home renovations and are we safe? So, Bobby, you are an authority, I guess, in contracting and renovations for Hamilton, and you've really made yourself known for being reliable and reputable. And this is why we're having this topic with you today, because we had a few questions regarding seniors and renovations. For example, if a senior, which is typically defined as 65 plus, so we'll use that designation for the purposes of this show, but who should they call when they need a home renovation? Typically, who do they go to and can they trust them?
Well, ideally, if we start from a trust aspect, family and friends. Again, as long as they have the proper skills. If it's just something small around the home, fix a toilet or put up some shelves, again, it depends. If you have family that are handy or friends, at least from a trust point of view, call them in first. But always keep in mind, at least when it relates to family and friends, you still have to stay their family and friends after the renovation. So, keep that in mind as well. Other than that, again, even if whether they're seniors or not, there's things that everybody can touch on. You only want to hire a licensed contractor. The law in Hamilton is specifically crystal clear. They must have a master trade license. This will ensure the homeowner that this contractor has passed an examination on the Ontario Minimum Building Code, that they do carry $2 million liability insurance, WSIB, Workplace Insurance Board coverage, and critical police clearance. So that's very important.
Bobby, let's talk a little bit about your role in the City of Hamilton, because you've become very involved with the regulations in the City of Hamilton when it comes to contractors. Can you specifically talk about what is it that you do for the City of Hamilton and how can you help people be better aware?
Oh yes, thank you, Suzanne. I'm very, very proud of this. This was very strange when it happened. A little over a year ago, I received a call from John Lane, manager, City of Hamilton Building Inspections. I did speak to him. He immediately offered me a position to sit on Hamilton's trade license board of examinations, which means that I'm going to be showing up once a month, third Wednesday of each month, help to administer the test, answer the new contractor applicants.
So what do you mean by the test, Bobby?
Oh yes, when you're applying or wanting to start as a new contractor in Hamilton, you fill out an application at City Hall. They will give you a date, which will always be the third Wednesday of the month. You're going to show up to write a test. It's a 2-hour examination. It's open book, so you bring in your Ontario Building Code book, you study, you flip through the book. This isn't memory because nobody's expected to have that type of a memory, but what the city wants future contractors to be able to do is have the building code, keep it in their work truck, keep it with them, and when a question is posed to them during the renovation process, something comes up, or how to construct or how to tear things apart, they have it as a reference guide and they can quickly flip into the index to update themselves and find out how to build according to code.
So Bobby, when a senior again has a contractor they are interested in hiring, they can phone the City Hall, Hamilton City Hall, or how does that ensure their safety?
Oh yes, for many, many reasons. If I may put this number out, 905-546-2424. Ask for Building and Licensing Department. Now this is very important again, especially for seniors. You can pre-screen to keep the riffraff out of your home. So this is where it starts. Before initially, whether it's friends or family, Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau, it doesn't matter because a lot of those agencies won't pre-screen for the Hamilton trade license. So narrow it down to 3 to 5 contractors that you want to get the quote from. Immediately call the City of Hamilton, tell them what your job, what you're proposing for home improvement, run these names by them. You will be astounded that some of the largest companies, fleets of trucks and vans in our city, do not have the trade license. So right off the bat, if you've got 5, City of Hamilton tells you 3 of them are not licensed, then you're only going to have the 2 arrive to your home because at least those 2 have passed the police clearance. At least those 2 have a trade license.
You've been very proactive throughout your career to ensure people are very aware of the references, issues of the references. So you always tell people, do not just phone 3 of the references because anybody has a brother, a sister, an uncle, but you always say call 10.
Well,
correct?
At least call 10. And again, with senior citizens, they came from a day and age where you didn't have to lock the front and back door. Trust was just handed out. It was skewed out to everybody. So under those circumstances, they may not necessarily want to call the city or want to verify or want to double check everything. But in today's day and age, knowledge is power. Learn what the renovation is going to be about. Learn that the City of Hamilton's protecting you. They want you to have the license. So now when it comes to references, back in the day, 3 may have worked. These days, contractors are creative. You need at least 10.
Okay, and something I wanted to stress, which is very important, is that all this information is provided in the book that you have co-written with Trevor Bouchard called A Contractor You Can Bring Home to Mom. And in that, you specify a lot of these tips and tricks that are industry secrets, if you want to call them, which is very important. Now, Bobby, can anyone be a contractor? And who's at fault when something goes wrong?
Oh, good question. Now, can anybody be a contractor? Especially in our city of Hamilton, yes, not anybody can be a contractor, but everybody thinks they're one. Whether they pick up a used truck and they grab a hammer and a couple of tools at the hardware store, they want to become a contractor, especially when the steel industry's shutting down, laying everybody off. Now, a lot of municipalities don't step up to the plate and have licensing. We have it in Hamilton, so as taxpayers, the citizens really need to use it. So the city's there to protect you. So technically speaking, not everybody can be a contractor here in Hamilton.
So as you mentioned before, it's very important to get in touch with City Hall and look up to make sure the contractor you are interested in hiring is licensed appropriately through the City of Hamilton. And the other point that is important to make is insurance. We had touched on the topic of insurance. Can you specify a little bit about who is responsible for having insurance? Is it the contractor or is it the homeowner?
I've debated this with many homeowners, and they don't want to swallow the bitter pill that yes, the contractor must have the insurance. However, the homeowner must make sure they have the insurance. If you believe your homeowner's policy is going to cover damages arising out of a home renovation project when you've hired a professional, you're wrong. Your homeowner's insurance policy is going to laugh at you. So before you hire the contractor, and again, do not take them at their word. Now, it may sound like I'm calling a lot of contractors liars and criminals, but as one, I can call it as I see it. So it is very important that they prove to you and show you a CSIO. That's a certificate of insurance made out to the homeowner, especially critical on larger jobs.
So that's something that's very important, again, is getting everything in writing.
Correct.
From the agreement of what you want done in your home to ensuring they have the insurance on paper and that they fully understand and that you do not pay cash.
Oh, never, never.
Okay. That's wonderful information. Thank you, Bobby. I would like to remind our viewers to please visit justaskbob.com for more information or to get in touch with Bobby Asadorian, our guest. Thank you for all your information, Bobby. And it's important also to say that the reason why we have focused on renovations and seniors today is because the Government of Canada has a strong hold on fraud prevention for seniors, and one of the fraud prevention topics is, of course, the door-to-door contractor, which we all know very much about. So seniors beware. Thank you very much, Bobby.
Well, thank you for having me, Suzanne.
Thank you.